The CEO of Casio America, Mr. Toshihiro Okumura.
Good evening, everybody. Konbanwa, minasan. Thank you very much for joining us tonight for Shock the World 2010. My name is Toshihiro Okumura, but please call me Uki. It is a real pleasure to welcome you to this special event. In fact, this is the third Shock the World event that we have held. And I am certain that many of you joined us for the previous two, which were both great successes. Last year, it was my first opportunity to experience Shock the World. I was amazed and inspired by the power of both the Casio and the G-Shock brands. This evening, I'd like to share with you several of the key motivating factors behind Casio's continued brand excellence. One is a continued focus on innovative new product development, and a second key factor is our world-class manufacturing capabilities. I would also like to share with you Casio's company philosophy, which has a profound and ongoing impact on new brands and products that we continually introduce to the global marketplace. Casio's company philosophy has always been create something from nothing, 0 to 1. And the meaning behind this is that Casio is constantly creating new and dynamic products which directly influence the development of new categories. There are many examples of how this philosophy has helped Casio produce extraordinary products. We produced the world's first compact calculator. Oh, doesn't look compact? Please imagine, it was 1957, 53 years ago. I was just baby. And also Casio produced the world's first digital camera with an LCD monitor. We introduced the first ever shock and water-resistant mobile phone. Casio recently introduced the world's first mercury-free, environmentally friendly projector. And many watches that incorporate our unique technologies and world-class product designs. Casio has had a long and proud reputation of producing products and developing new categories that never existed before. Casio's ongoing commitment to innovation has enabled us to become a global force with a distinct and independent identity, where we focus on leadership with new and unique products, and we are continually driven to accomplish things that only Casio can do. One of our key brands that embodies these manufacturing principles most clearly is G-Shock. Our G-Shock watches have completely changed the conventional thinking that watches break. Another great example is Baby G, which has successfully blended great styling for young women without sacrificing any of G-Shock's super shock resistance. And this evening we will introduce Edifice, another great new watch franchise that we have developed with Casio's design leadership and manufacturing excellence. I'm certain that my thoughts regarding Casio's global leadership, our commitment to manufacturing excellence, our leadership in product innovation, and our position as a proud and dynamic growth company will be reinforced throughout tonight's presentation. So with that said, let the show begin. At this time, I would like to introduce you to our first keynote speaker, Mr. G-Shock Ito.
Oh, too many. Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's great to see everyone again. I think I see a few new faces. Welcome. G-Shock is enjoying a great deal of success in spite of the severe economy. The brand has more than doubled its growth, and so far this year, sales have been growing at an even quicker pace. With their support, G-Shock has now become the world's most successful watch brand. This is nothing less than awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much for your support. And the Shock the World Tour, which started here in New York in 2008, traveled around the world last year, including events in Europe, Asia, and Japan. This year, events are scheduled in 21 countries. As I said, the first event was held here in the United States. And tonight is the largest event ever. When I see how Shock the World has impacted each country, I think it's safe to say that although G-Shock was born in Japan, it grew up here in the US. It has become a brand that exerts an international influence from its base in the US. I believe this is because G-Shock's top identity is perfectly matched to American spirit. We are grateful to all our customers who have contributed to G-Shock's development, as well as to all of you here today. As Oki mentioned earlier, 021, meaning the development of something from nothing, expresses the Casio manufacturing philosophy. One of the brands that most clearly present this philosophy is G-Shock. G-Shock's core brand philosophy is shock resistance and continuous evolution. The G-Shock identity is based on its shock-resistant design. As a reflection of this philosophy, G-Shock technology includes solar battery and atomic timekeeping, making it self-charging and self-adjusting. G-Shock has a clearly defined philosophy, identity, and technology that set it apart from all other watches. The first facet of this identity is shock resistance. This unique G-Shock capability is not achieved by structure alone. The design also makes a huge contribution. Our challenge in developing a watch that could withstand shocks was find a way to prevent the impact from reaching the module inside the case, as this is the most sensitive part of a watch. The inner module would be directly impacted from shocks through the watch crystal, the buttons, and the case back. G-Shock is designed to prevent these parts from being struck directly if the watch is dropped. Protection of the watch crystal. A clearance is provided between the bezel and the glass to distribute the impact from shocks and prevent breakage. Protection of the button, a special case design, protects the buttons from being struck directly without compromising their purpose. Protection of the case back. The watch band itself acts as a shock absorber, protecting the main body and module from direct hits. These are the reasons for G-Shock's unique design. G-Shock proves its toughness by overcoming severe conditions measured by tough tests and punishing circumstances. There are a total of 6 different tests which punish G-Shock to confirm its strengths. Let me quickly show you the different tests so you can understand the strengths G-Shock endures. Amazing, isn't it? Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. It seems to me that design maximizes performance and reflects the battery of something that was well considered only for the purpose of accomplishing its objective. This is the design attitude that G-Shock shares with racing vehicles and fighter planes, among other machines. This represents a clear difference between G-Shock and fashion watches, or watches that are copies of G-Shock. Speaking of shock-resistant structure, we've developed a new construction that serves this purpose. This is the GX56, the first G-Shock model to be equipped with a 3-layer protective structure. Featured in an oversized case, it achieves G-Shock shock resistance thanks to its new assembly. G-Shock has also evolved in terms of fun and fashion, which is offering of new colors, colored LCDs, and big cases. G-Shock is a brand that never stops evolving. I hope you will visit display after our conference and take a good look at the G-Shocks on display. I'm sure you'll come away with understanding of the latest development and our philosophy of the continuously evolving G-Shock brand. Next, I'd like to say a few words about G-Shock's sister brand, Baby G. Baby G was born in 1994. Does anyone recognize this man? That's me! 15 years ago! Thank you. When I was working in the headquarters in Japan, at that time, G-Shock was starting to gain popularity because of its various capabilities of shock resistance, its reputation as an unbreakable watch, and its water resistance, as well as its unique designs. We were receiving many requests from women for a women's G-Shock. So, I began development of a watch with a feminine design and a shock-resistant structure, like G-Shocks. We felt that simply creating a G-Shock for women would not be enough. This new watch should have all the core principles of G-Shock, but a design style of its own. Tough, yet feminine. The contradiction. This proved to be the hurdle to overcome in the development of Baby G. I regret to admit that Casio was positioned at that time like a samurai corporation with a firm commitment to new emerging technologies and had very little experience in developing designs for women. To make up for our lack of experience,